Hello there, thank you for staying with us and welcome to Face Off. I'm Neota Egbe. Today we're looking at something that, yes, the elections are over, but we're expecting one more election down the line. I think it's in Edo State. But we're asking the question, election campaign funding, who pays the bills? Since the return of democratic governance to Nigeria in 1999, party campaign financing has remained an issue of conjecture here and there. People talk about it, people mention it. There are even laws that talk about the extent to which monies can be spent, where the money should be generated from. And the INEC is also empowered to give a subvention of some sort to the political parties. It is difficult, however, for political parties to articulate their ideas and vision to the public without this funding. In the absence of good funding, organizing campaigns and reaching out programs would not be achieved, and the electorate may not be able to make informed choices. Now, the 2015 election campaigns are probably the most expensive in the history of electioneering in Nigeria. Well, that's what some reports say. This is evident after the election was postponed for 6 weeks, and during that interval, campaigns intensified. Advertorials on television, newspapers, social media, and even on our streets took center stage, and all sorts of gimmicks. But despite the existence of the Enabling Act to sanitize campaign financing, political parties still spend huge sums, sometimes without accountability. How do these parties source for their funds? Though the Constitution has put limits on how much can be spent, why do they seem to exceed such limits? What implication does this have for the nation's democratic development? Indeed, where do the funds come from? Who accounts for these monies? Well, these are some of the questions we're hoping will get answered tonight on Face Off. And we have two gentlemen in the studio. Honorable Segun Olulade is the chairman. The Lagos State House of Assembly Committee on Health is a member of the All Progressives Congress. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Funsho Babarinde is the Assistant Organizing Secretary of the PDP in Osun State. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mr. Maruti.
All right, gentlemen. So, who pays the bills as regards campaign funding?
Well, for us in our party, it's quite different. We source for our fund. The party receive donations, individuals donations, and all sorts.
Okay, thank you.
But
hold it there. We'll be back. And you?
Since the invention of democratic structure in the country, since 1999 precisely, the party has a party card that has a 12-month payment on it, ranging from a sum of 100 naira since then to about 100,000.
Okay, so
the limit.
Okay, in other words, you also source your funds.
Yeah,
so at the end of the day, we'll find out which of these two gentlemen is saying the truth. But you can also be a part of the conversation. Send your tweets to FaceOff today or at Neota Egbe. You can also send us a mail at faceoff@channelstv.com. Keep it short and straight to the point. We'll take a moment. I'll be back shortly. Don't go away. Welcome back. As I said, you can join the conversation via Twitter handles at FaceOff today at Neota Egbe, or send a mail if it's longer than 140 characters, faceoff@channelstv.com. We're looking at campaign funding. Who pays the bills? Now, the two gentlemen have said that it is their party members that pay their bills. So let's see, is it true? All right, gentlemen. So you opened first. Maybe you can ask him the first question, since he says it's their party that pays the bills.
Well, we are all aware about what is going on in this country today about Dasuke Gates, and we know where the fund goes to. So for us, we know that it is our party members, the dues that we pay at the party level, contributions from families and friends, and those who believe in our vision. And but for them in PDP, we have seen clearly how taxpayers' money was diverted, how our harm deeds was done during their reign. And as such, we already have a clear picture of how they got their funding. But for us, it is clear, even our president, the president of the nation today, Mr. Buhari, has come out to say that he is not ready to fund the party. it shows the ideals of our party.
Well, if I may come in, Honorable, there is no, up till now, there is no legal definition of what constitutes donations and contributions to political party, as far as I know. And for a party that is as big as PDP, that has been around since we started democracy in this experience in 1999, you can be rest assured that we have members in all the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, in all the 774 constitutional local governments in Nigeria. And for a party that's designed from day one, the G34 that started, the founding fathers of the party, saw into the future. And that's the more reason why, if you take a PDP card today, you see the design on it, January to December, whereby you are expected to pay into the party purse. Be that as it may, I kept on imagining why people will latch on the issue of campaign funding to the extent that they will lump it up with the Dasuki arms gate. PDP has been around for 16 years, upwardly. And for a party that's been around for 16 years, we were all aware that there was a campaign fund raising dinner where a huge sum of money, when I say huge sum of money, was raised. And it's funny when people start complaining. You understand? Because the way the party is being funded, party members has held political office over the years. The party has invested in them, and they saw it as it's an opportunity for them to invest back in the party.
Okay.
I beg to disagree on that. I know even the last fundraising that was made by PDP, one of the fundraising that was made, I could recall that Jerry Ghana and friends donated 5 billion naira. But in the electoral act, it says that you cannot have a donation more than 1 million naira. But what we are seeing then, because of the way they rule us, the way PDP was ruling then, that's why you can see Jerry Ghana coming out to say, and his friend, who are his friends? You can see somebody like Tunde Ayeni saying that he's donating 2.6 billion.
We equally have Honorable Nduka, so something or something like that, donating 5 million. We have a lot of people that donated individually above the limit that INEC, that the Electoral Act gave INEC power. But if you look at section 91 of the Electoral Act, it gave the INEC the power to curtail the spendings and limits.
Yeah.
And when you look at you as an honorable yourself,
yes.
I'm sure the limits of your spending for election is 10 million naira. Can you holistically tell us here now that you spend 10 million naira on
I didn't even spend up to 10 million naira.
No, you can't tell me that.
I didn't spend up as a...
In Lagos?
Yes.
And in Ekwe for that matter?
Yes, I didn't spend up to 10 million naira.
You can't give me that.
I
won't take that. I won't take that from you.
Gentlemen, 1 second.
That cannot be right.
Can we hold on, please?
Honorable, that cannot be
Can we
right.
hold on, please? Hold on. 1 second.
Yeah.
We'll try and keep it down. We'll look at the facts and minimize on the names calling. Okay? So let's stay focused. He said you spent, your limit is 10 million.
10 million, yeah.
Did you spend up to 10 million in your
I
own
didn't.
funding? How much did you spend in your own funding?
All in all, I spent about 7 to 8 million naira for my campaign. I see people who donated in different way, in kinds, and it's not only on monetary terms that you have to donate.
No, we want to make it clear.
Yeah.
10 million naira is the ceiling. By the Electoral Act.
Yes.
And what I'm saying here is this. There are donations, there are contributions, there are crowd support, and there are some other things like that. But for a constituency that's as big as Ekpe, some of us are not, we are not village boys there. We know everywhere inside out. Yes. And you are telling me you are spending less than 10 million, please. I want to take that. It's a hell no from me.
No. You can say that, but that is what I spend.
INEC has not gotten to the level of monitoring for funds that are used in campaign. If it has gotten to that, I'm sure everybody will be guilty. That is the truth. That is the standard truth.
Well,
but the kind of problem that's facing INEC does not allow them they are like the capacity. They don't have the capacity to monitor election, monitor funding, and monitor everything. But I know we're going to get there.
Let's just do this. Let's see what we can do here so that we will give some information to the viewers at home. The Electoral Act, Section 91, talks about limits. It says the maximum election expense to be incurred by a candidate at the presidential level shall be 1 billion naira.
Yeah.
At the governorship level shall be 200 million naira. Senatorial level shall be, at the National Assembly shall be 40 million naira, while the seat of the House of Representatives